Imagine waking up from a coma and speaking a language you never truly knew. This isn't science fiction. It happened to a young Australian man named Ben McMahon, whose life took a turn so strange that doctors still struggle to explain it. In 2012, Ben was a university student in Melbourne. One morning, while on his way to class, his car collided with another vehicle in a devastating crash. The impact was so severe that Ben was left critically injured and unresponsive. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital, where doctors placed him in a medically induced coma to stabilize his condition. For days, his family stood by his bedside, unsure if he would ever wake up again. His parents later recall those moments as the most painful days of their lives, filled with fear, hope, and silent prayers. Then something remarkable happened. After nearly a week, Ben's eyes slowly opened. A nurse leaned closer, preparing to hear his first words. What came out left everyone speechless. In a clear, fluent voice, Ben said, "Ni hao, wo ai ni men," Mandarin Chinese for "Hello, I love you." The nurse froze, confused. His parents stared in shock. Ben had grown up in Australia, speaking English all his life. Yes, he had taken some Chinese language classes in high school, but by his own admission, he only knew the most basic phrases. Certainly not enough to hold a conversation, and definitely not with flawless grammar and accent. Yet here he was, lying in a hospital bed, conversing effortlessly in Mandarin, as though it had been his first language all along. Even stranger, his English was gone. For the first few days after waking, he could only communicate in Mandarin. Doctors were stunned. Neurologists called it a rare phenomenon, sometimes referred to as foreign language syndrome, a condition where brain trauma activates dormant memories or reshapes the way speech centers work. But in Ben's case, this explanation didn't quite fit. How could he suddenly access a level of fluency he had never achieved before the accident? Could his brain have pieced together fragments of half-forgotten lessons and transformed them into mastery? Or was something deeper and far more mysterious at play? Over time, Ben's English gradually returned, but the Mandarin never faded. In fact, it became a permanent part of his life. He began using his unexpected gift in extraordinary ways. He moved to Shanghai for a time, where he hosted a Mandarin language television show. Later, he worked as a tour guide in Australia, helping Chinese visitors explore the country while bridging cultural gaps with ease. The car accident that nearly ended Ben's life had instead given him a new one, with opportunities and experiences he never could have imagined. To this day, no one fully understands how a traumatic brain injury turned Ben McMahon into a fluent Mandarin speaker overnight. So the question remains, was it hidden memory, brain rewiring, or something even more mysterious that science has yet to explain?